Education, February 5th, combined meeting. Roll call, please, Mr. Merkley.
Mrs. Acosta. Mrs. Cottaspati.
Present.
Mr. Fiocchi.
Here.
Mr. Holmes.
Here.
Mr. Sobrana. Mr. Silva. Ms. Spinelli.
Here.
Mr. Ulrich. Mr. English.
Here.
We have a quorum.
In compliance with the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law, commonly referred to as the Sunshine Law, the Vineland Board of Education has caused notice and posting of this meeting to be sent to the following, announcing time and place thereof, agenda, etc. The Daily Journal, SNJ Today, the Press of Atlantic City, Nuestra Comunidad, Visto Bueno, the Clerk for the City of Vineland, and the Administrative Office Public Bulletin Board. At this time, I ask everyone rise for the flag salute, and we will be led this evening by our students from Wallace Middle School. Please come up. We have some certificates for you. Ms. Spinelli will be handing them out.
Thank you for taking the time to come out tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you, and have a good evening. Mr. Merkley, do we have a resolution for executive session this evening?
We do not.
Thank you. Dr. Gruccio, at this time, do we have any special presentations?
Yes, we have one this evening. I'm very proud to ask Mrs. Cottaspati to present this certificate to Mr. Pravesh Patel. He is our Director of Food Service, and he received the 2019-20 Sodexo Award of Excellence. And encompasses the whole East Coast, I believe. But we're very proud of you. We thank you for the job you do for all of us and for our students. And it's happy to have Chef Mark with us. And Ed, please feel free to come up and say a few words about Pravesh if you want. We're very happy to recognize you, Pravesh.
Thank you so much, Dr. Guccio. This would not be possible without the support of the board members, administration, and the food service staff, so thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Mr. Kenna, want to say anything?
Thank you very much for honoring Pravesh. He is a leader amongst leaders in Sodexo. We would be lost without him as a general manager and operator. And thanks for recognizing him. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for recognizing Pravesh tonight, and we became really close friends I knew him before this at Bowie's, and he was a good employee there, good chef, and so he did his talents and brought it here, and he brought me here, so I thank him for that.
Very nice. We're happy to have both of you here.
Thank you, and congratulations again, Pravesh. Do any board members have any questions on the HIB report this month? No. Seeing none, at this time, do I have a motion for the approval of minutes? January 8th, reorganization meeting, January 15th, combined meeting, January 15th, executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Codispoti,
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi,
Yes.
Mr. Holmes,
Yes.
Mrs. Spinelli, Mr. Ulrich,
Yes.
Mr. English.
Yes,
They pass.
thank you. At this time, do we have any committee reports? I do know that we did have a couple committee meetings, and two of my committee chairs are absent this evening, so I will have them brief everyone at our March meeting. All righty. At this time, do we have any public comment on, I'm sorry, do we have any public?
None.
Sorry to forget you there, Bob. Sorry, buddy. How could I forget that face? At this time, anyone from the public that would like to discuss anything at the podium concerning anything on the agenda? Do we have anything tonight?
I don't have any yellow forms, but the public will have another opportunity at the end of the agenda.
Thank you. At this time, we have motion and resolutions by our superintendent. Dr. Cruccio?
I would like to recommend discussion of the following: retirements, resignations, terminations, leaves of absence, employment, transfers, student substitutes, extracurricular activities, and volunteers.
Do you have any questions or comments?
I would like to recommend approval of personnel item 1.1.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Codispoti,
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi,
Yes.
Mr. Holmes,
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli, Mr. Ulrich,
Yes.
Mr. English.
Yes.
That passes.
Thank you.
I would like to recommend discussion of trips, travel, and the spring athletic schedule.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the Vineland High School's German exchange student program.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend approval of items 2.1 through 2.2.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Codispoti,
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi,
Yes.
Mr. Holmes,
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli, Mr. Ulrich,
Yes.
Mr. English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the submission of the Vineland Public Schools bus parking lot expansion project. The NJDOE project number is stated for both the schematic and final approval as an other project for which no state funding is requested, and for an amendment to the district's long-range facilities plan to include this project.
Do I have any questions or comments?
I would like to recommend approval of item 3.1.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Codispoti,
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi,
Yes.
Mr. Holmes,
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli, Mr. Ulrich,
Yes.
Mr. English.
Yes.
That passes.
Thank
I
you.
would like to recommend discussion of budgetary transfers for the general, the school-based, and the ECPA budgets for December 2019.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion of the board secretary and treasurer reports for December 2019.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the placement of special education students.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the submission and acceptance of the following grant as provided and on file with the Secretary of the Board. Patient First Grant for Winslow Elementary School.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the submission of the following grant as provided and on file with the Secretary of the Board. The 2020 Grow More Good Grassroots Grant by the Scott's Miracle Grow Foundation and Kids Gardening for the Wallace School.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the submission of the fiscal year 2020 Individuals with Disabilities Act application amendment to the State of New Jersey Department of Ed, which includes all carryover monies from the 2018-19 school year.
Questions or comments?
I'd like to recommend discussion regarding the submission of the fiscal year 2020 Every Student Succeeds Act to include carryover funds to the State of New Jersey Department of Education. All of the title funds are listed.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion to formally solicit energy service companies for an energy savings improvement program as required by the State of New Jersey, NJSA 18:18A-4.6 and NJSA 18A:18A-42.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding awarding a professional service contract to Lentz, Goldman, and Spitzer of Woodbridge, New Jersey for bond counsel services at the rates provided in their proposal to prepare the district legal and finance information for the Energy Saving Improvement Program.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding awarding a professional service contract to JBA Architecture and Consulting, LLC of Eatontown, New Jersey, to provide owner advocate services at the rates provided in the January 27, 2020 proposal for the Energy Savings Improvement Program.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding awarding of a professional service contract to Phoenix Advisors LLC of Bordentown, New Jersey, as municipal advisor at the rates provided in their December 18, 2019 proposal for issuance of governmental debt for an energy savings improvement program, subject to approval by the superintendent and board solicitor.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the tuition contract between the City of Vineland Board of Education and Paulsboro Public School Board of Education for one student in the total amount of $10,771.67 for November 14th through June 12th.
Questions or comments?
Would like to recommend discussion regarding the 2019-20 Joint Transportation Agreement between River Edge School District of Bergen County and the City of Vineland Board of Education.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the 2018-19 Joint Transportation Agreement between Deerfield Township and the City of Vineland Board of Ed in the amount of $1,000.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the 2019-20 Joint Transportation Agreement between CCRC School District of Cumberland County and the City of Vineland Board of Education.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the 2020-2021 Student Transportation Agreement Renewal between Camden County Educational Services Commission and the City of Vineland Board of Education for the renewal of routes providing transportation for existing students at the per diem amount plus a rate increase not to exceed the approved CPI rate determined by the state plus CCESC fees of 5%.
Any questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding these Cumberland County Regional Cooperative Transportation Initiatives, the 2019-20 Transportation Quoted Contracts, Transportation Addenda, Transportation Jointure, and Bid 7 Pupil Transportation.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend approval of items 4.1 through 4.17.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Codisbody.
Yes to 4.3 to 4.17, abstain 4.1 and 4.2.
Noted. Mr. Fiocchi.
Yes.
Mr. Holmes. Ms. Spinelli. Mr. Ulrich.
Yes.
Mr. English.
Yes.
The motion's passed.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Gruccio. At this time, we do not have any proposed items to review or discuss. Do I have a motion for the approval of bills that incurred during the month of December 2019?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cottasbody?
Abstain.
Mr. Fiocchi?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes? Ms. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ulrich?
Yes.
Mr. English?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And Mr. Merkley, thank you for getting me my information today. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thank you. At this time, I don't believe we have any emergent items by any board members. Okay. At this time, the opportunity for the public to address the board on any items. You have 5 minutes to address us at the podium. Please state your name when you come to the podium, please. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sue Rush. I'm with Grand Canyon University. And we've been working with employees of the district for about 10 years now with continuing education. But there's a lot of benefits that you're not taking advantage of in us being able to partner with the district as a whole. We have a lot of teachers, paraprofessionals, and other staff members that have gone through our online programs. And some of the benefits that you're not able to take advantage of are some scholarships for them. Teachers, we're able to give them a 25% discount as a scholarship. Paraprofessionals, in a Grow Your Own atmosphere, we're able to give them a 15% scholarship. Any current students, high school students that may want to go to our ground campus, we actually fly them out free of charge on us once they are accepted into our programs. And we also are able to offer them scholarships. I'm the local rep here, so I don't really coming from Grand Canyon, but I'm the local rep here, so they'll not only do all of those students and teachers and employees, they have somebody actually here to walk them through that process. So I really wanted to talk to someone, I'm not exactly sure who that would be, to talk about some of our partnerships. We also offer free professional development that we would love to be able to offer to your teachers and staff as well through that partnership. So I'm not sure who, my goal and objective is really to find out who I need to talk to kind of give them all of our benefits that we have. Those are just some of the highlights that we have for it.
We do not exchange in dialogue. What basically happens, you come, you speak at the podium, we hear you out, and at this point, if you want to wait until after the meeting, Dr. Gruccio and Mr. Merkley may be able to address your questions or guide you
Okay.
who's the correct contact in the district.
Perfect.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else this evening? Seeing none, do we have any old or new business by any board members for discussion? Okay, seeing none, it's time for board member remarks. I will start to my right with Mr. Fiocchi.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Holmes.
Nothing at this time.
Ms. Spinelli.
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Ms. Cottasbody.
I'd like to thank the Wallace Kids students for coming and doing the flag salute, and to congratulate Mr. Pravesh Patel again for all his work at Sedesco.
Thank you, Ms. Cottasbody. Mr. Ulrich.
I have nothing tonight.
And Dr. Gruccio.
I would just like to also congratulate Pravesh again and thank Mrs. Quinn and your students from Wallace for being here tonight. And I just want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gruccio. I, too, would like to congratulate Pravesh and thank the Wallace students and Ms. Quinn and some of the staff out there for attending this evening's meeting. And also, just a quick note. Last night, the State of the Union address was on, and many people, this isn't about being Republican, Democrat, Independent. This is just about something that was said that I noticed my fellow board members have been asking me about something I've been pushing for some years, and it was quite interesting. I waited till the end because I wanted to make sure I heard what I heard, and I waited for the transcript. But part of the transcript read, "My budget also contains an exciting vision for our nation's high schools. Tonight, I ask Congress to support our students and back my plan to offer vocational and technical education in every single high school in America." Although it was a statement that was made, that's something that we've been asking for. But again, as he said it, the key thing is funding, as I talked to Mr. Merkley about today. And when you want to bring programs like that back, it does cost money. So hopefully that is something they are going to be pushing an initiative for and help finance something like that, because that definitely does take the burden off of our taxpayers if we can indeed get something like that. So it was kind of refreshing to see it made it to a much bigger stage than something just at a local school board meeting. So it was refreshing for me to hear that. I had texted Ms. Cottaspati, and we kind of chuckled a little bit about it, because it's the vision that every kid is going to college is still out there. And as we need our doctors and dentists and lawyers and teachers and things like that, we also do need our vocational type careers as well. So it's good to see it at the national level, because it's not just our small area here in Cumberland County. So that was kind of refreshing for me. And that's pretty much all I have this evening. Yes,
Hey,
yes,
Scott,
sir.
on that note, when it becomes, if it's introduced by the House of Representatives and then the Senate, and they actually have bill numbers, we could adopt a resolution to send to our congressmen and our senators in support of that technical school bill, once you actually see what the bill is going to be into action. So that would be a follow-up measure that, because without question, this board does support vocational education. It would be a great time when that does get introduced into Congress, once we have the bill numbers, we certainly could do a resolution and adopt that and send it off to our send it off to our national representatives.
Mary can bring it to the county superintendent
Yep.
roundtable group. Yeah.
All good?
Absolutely. And again, it was just something that is really dear to my heart, and I found out recently that several board members feel that same way. So, and it's something that the district has always thought about as well, but through years of different ideas and things don't make the following budget the following year. But Mr. Fry's heard us cry about it. So, we do have some career technical education stuff already working in the district. So, just some things that, it's good to see that some other people are discussing it at the national level. So that was great to hear. That's pretty much all I have this evening. So I thank my board members for getting a lot of their questions answered prior to the meeting. It does make our meetings go a little bit smoother. So thank you for that. And at this time, I ask for a motion for adjournment, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you and good night.